Concerns over Iran's missile capabilities are growing after a confirmed strike attempt nearly 2,000 miles away. The threat is prompting a heavy response from the U.S. and Israel. Reporter Steve Harrigan has the latest.
Israel and U.S. attacks on Iran could be ramping up. Following reports, Iran has launched missiles further than ever before toward Diego Garcia Island in the Indian Ocean, where the UK and US have a military base. Israel's Minister of Defense says the US and the IDF are ready to strike harder.
This week, the intensity of the attacks that the IDF and the U.S. military will carry out against the Iranian terrorist regime and against the infrastructures on which it relies will increase significantly.
This as President Trump signaled the opposite on Truth Social Friday, saying in part, the U.S. is beginning to consider, quote, winding down military operations in the Middle East. Meanwhile, Iran continues to hold control of the Strait of Hormuz, where 1/5 of the world's oil makes passage. Iranian officials say keeping its grip on the strait is part of its mission to protect its security in the Middle East.
Our focus is directed towards guaranteeing the security of our homeland and the region.
Military officials say the U.S. is still focused on opening up the strait. As U.S. Central Command reports, it dropped multiple 5,000-pound bombs on an underground facility along Iran's coast.
Iran's ability to threaten freedom of navigation in and around the Strait of Hormuz is degraded as a result.
In 3 weeks of fighting, CENTCOM says the U.S. has hit more than 8,000 Iranian targets. In Yerevan, Armenia, Steve Harrigan, Fox News.
Meanwhile, President Trump says the U.S. will destroy Iran's power plants by tomorrow night if they don't allow ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz. This comes as American forces continue to build up in the Middle East. Among these high tensions, 2 cities in southeast Israel were also struck by Iranian missiles last night. Iranian media reported the strikes were aimed at Israel's main nuclear research center, though authorities refused to confirm or deny the existence of nuclear weapons in Israel. Hundreds of people were injured in the strikes to those cities. And according to the head of U.S. Central Command, the United States military well on its way to eliminating Iran's ability to conduct war. Admiral Brad Cooper says the U.S. has taken major steps to undermine Iran's control of the Strait of Hormuz. About 20% of the world's oil shipments move through the strait. In a post on X, the admiral says U.S. attacks took out an underground facility near Iran's coast that presented a, quote, dangerous risk to international shipping.